What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Check it out. Today I got a new toy, a new camera, this thing right here, the Camp Snap 8 or the CS8, I've heard it called as well. And it's a little retro camera that I've had my eye on for a long time now. I feel like I've wanted this thing for a couple of months, but I haven't been able to justify the purchase. I wanted to get it, but I never pulled the trigger on it until now. Something came up that justifies me buying this camera, and I'm very glad that I have it. And I figured I would do a little unboxing video and show you guys what this thing is. There's no touchscreen on this, no menu systems to dive through for hours at a time. Now, obviously, this is not an actual Super 8 camera. It's more so just something you can use to try to recreate that classic nostalgic look without spending a ton of money on things like the actual camera or the film or the processing of the film and whatever else, you know, all that stuff. But all right, that's enough about that, because I have been dying to open up this box, but I've been trying to be patient so that I can do it for you guys on camera. So let's crack this thing open. Knife. Nice and easy, as one does for an unboxing. Oh, I don't even think I needed a knife. Off rip, I will say I do like the matte finish on this box. It's very clean, very nice. Oh, the tab kind of pokes through up here. Nice little detail. Unplug and live in the moment. Ugh, come on. There we go. Ah! Why is this thing? Okay. Am I missing something here? There we go. There's a little fold in here that was catching. See that right there? That was catching the tab, but all right. Okay. Camp Snap 8. All right. Got a little QR code up top right here, and a little booklet, which is the quick start guide. Probably not gonna need that. Over here we have what seems to be a USB-C cable. I'm assuming the charger or maybe file transfer, wrapped with this little kind of twine string here. Okay, and then got the camera. What is this here? Nothing. Okay. Alright. Let's see what this is all about here. Ooh, I like this. Alright. Okay. It's a good size, actually. It's pretty chunky, pretty beefy. Oh, got some tabs here. Peel that off. Okay, first impressions. I like the way it feels. It's pretty light, but not too light. I mean, it's not super. Oh wait, there's one more tab. So many tabs. Okay, it's pretty plasticky, but it doesn't feel super cheap. It's got a nice sturdy, kind of like firm. It's hard to describe it. The handle looks very cheap because it's got that shine to it, but it doesn't feel super cheap. I mean, I wouldn't suggest dropping this thing for sure. This pistol grip kind of style is very retro, very cool. I really like this. Now that we've got everything out of the box, let's talk about what this is exactly, and more importantly, who it's for. Think about it like this. It's essentially just a digital camcorder designed to recreate the feeling of shooting old home videos. It's not trying to compete with your smartphone or your action camera or your mirrorless cameras, and it has nothing to do with image quality. The focus of this is something I think I think we don't talk about enough in photography and videography, and that's just the actual experience of getting out there and shooting. Because a big part of this hobby isn't the final photo or the video, it's just having fun. It's enjoying it. It's getting out there and picking up your camera and having a good time. It's about the process of creating. Because if you're not having fun using your camera, then you're much less likely to even bring it with you. So this here is for people that want to document moments in their lives, but don't necessarily want to bring their super big or expensive camera rigs. Or for people who just have fun with the process of creating. It's for vacations and road trips and parties and holidays and weekends with friends. And with that in mind, let's take a look at what this camera actually has to offer. It records at 2.7K resolution at up to 30 frames per second. And that's definitely, technically better than shooting 1080, but it's a pretty small sensor in there. So I wouldn't get too caught up in the numbers. Again, image quality isn't the selling point here. It's about the look and the feel and making videos that seem nostalgic and imperfect. On the front of the camera here, you've got a fixed wide angle lens with fixed focus, so there's no autofocus or manual settings to worry about. You frame your shot, you pull the trigger, and you're recording. Speaking of which, the trigger, this here, that's actually how you start recording. You hold this down, the camera starts recording, you release, and it stops recording. There's no missing tally lights that'll let you know if you're recording or not. You just squeeze and you release. That's it. On the other side of the camera here, you've got these two little zoom rockers, the T for telephoto and the W for wide. It's got an 8x digital zoom, not optical. Behind the camera here, you've got this digital viewfinder. So there's a small LCD screen in there. Again, not great quality, but it's really cool. When the camera's turned off, you can't see anything through it because, again, it is a digital screen back there. But once the camera's turned on, you bring it up to your face and you can look. Oh, this here, another slight con. If you're wearing glasses, it's hard to really get in there and see the whole screen. So you kind of got to prop your glasses up to really smush your face in there. But I guess that's where the padding comes in handy for me. Other than that though, there's no other screens on this, which means no review of the footage you just shot, which sounds like a definite negative to the whole kind of experience of shooting. But honestly, I kind of like it because it adds more to this idea of nostalgia, where you record the clip and you just keep going. There's no reviewing it to make sure your focus was right and the exposure was right. And the way I figure it, if I want to get clean footage, if I want to get sharp footage, if I want to get, something that looks like this here, I've got a ton of cameras. I've got a million other ways to get those clean shots. I've got my phone. If I want to get clean footage, I'll just use my phone. But if you're using this, I don't need to go back and review the shot. The shot's the shot. Whatever it was, that's what it is. For better, for worse, that's the memory. And I like that. So rather than wasting time reviewing footage, you just keep on living life. Stay in the moment. It also has these 3 analog buttons on the side here. One is pretty much just power on and off. The other one here has 5 different filters you can use for different looks. It's got standard, vintage 1, vintage 2, analog, and black and white. So far, I've really been enjoying using standard, but I've been kind of playing with analog because analog shoots at 18 frames per second, so it's a little closer to that old Super 8 kind of look, but I think standard is probably the best one. And this dial here on the bottom right actually changes your aspect ratio, so you can shoot in 16:9 for widescreen or 9:16 for vertical if you're shooting for, say, YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels or even TikTok, which is pretty cool. It's also got a 4:3, which is more of like a home video kind of look, and then a 1:1, which I'm assuming is the true size of the sensor. That's where you get the most information out of it, but I'm not super concerned with it. It's more just for the aesthetic if you choose that option, I think. But you have a ton of flexibility with different filters and aspect ratios, which is pretty cool. Up top here, we got a little cold shoe mount where you can mount a light or even a microphone and plug it into this little audio jack right here, which is pretty sick. It's got a built-in microphone and it works, but if need be, you can put a little shotgun mic on there. That's awesome. The camera comes with a 4GB memory card behind this little pad here. You actually have to unscrew the base plate to access it if you wanted to upgrade it, but it does support up to 128 gigabytes. unnecessary, a little excessive. I think 4 gigabytes is probably more than enough, but on the off chance it's not, you'll know because this little gauge here actually tells you how much memory is left on the memory card, and on the other side of it, there's another one that tells you how much battery you have left on the camera. This whole thing is aesthetically a vibe, let me tell you. Speaking of battery, it does charge via USB-C right down here, and it's rated for about 30 to 45 minutes of continuous shooting. I can't see myself using it for much more than that on any given day. I'm not exactly out there shooting a documentary with this thing, just a couple of clips. All that being said, if you're looking for professional image quality and tack sharp images and interchangeable lenses and all that good stuff, don't bother getting something like this. I've seen a lot of reviews of people talking about this camera, and some people love it, some people hate it. A lot of people have a lot of different opinions on it. This thing costs $200, and it is by far the worst camera that I own, but I love it. If you're looking for top tier quality, there's a ton of options. If you're just looking for a good time with some fun memories, this right here, such a dope vibe. Again, the pistol grip, the trigger to start recording, the viewfinder where you have to put it up to your face. It all feels so cool and so much fun. I don't know, it's interesting. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to even explain it. I just like the vibe of it. It's about the vibes. It's all it is, the vibes. And if I'm being completely honest, when I got it, I thought my wife would have hated it. I thought she would have been annoyed that I got another camera, toy, or accessory, but she also likes it. This is gonna be our new family fun camera. So stay tuned, because I'm probably gonna be posting a lot more content using this thing, at least kind of intermittently sprinkled into a couple of other videos. So if you enjoyed this unboxing / unscientific review of the Camp Snap CS8, hit that like button and consider subscribing and drop a comment down below. Would you buy a camera like this? Would you appreciate the crappy video footage coming out of this, or is it not for you? I think this was money well spent. It was worth it. I'm gonna go get some more footage. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.